Hello and welcome to the program. It's great to have your company. Well, today being May the 18th, 2019, the Examiner and the Advocate have yet again ran a story about me with misleading information, and they haven't actually done their research. They've run a story in both papers that have basically degraded me and have made me look like an absolute fool. The story relates to a documentary that we had worked on for about 4.5 months with Sandra Smelly, or Sandra Crack, and it was a documentary about her son, who was convicted of the murder of Benjamin Maxwell on Christmas Day in 2012. Now, Sandra came to us in light of hoping that we would be able to help uncover something, bring the truth about what had actually happened. Her son has done 6.5 years of a term of imprisonment so far, of a 21-year sentence that was handed down to him by Chief Justice Alan Blow. We tried to help Sandra. What they failed to tell you in the Examiner and the Advocate story is that we flew Sandra over from Victoria. We paid for her accommodation, we were paid for her return airfares, we even paid for food for her to be eaten on the plane on her trip over and her trip back to Victoria. We even gave her meal vouchers so that she could buy food when she was over here in Tasmania. She then helped us on the investigation, as you're about to see in some of the snippets I'll play to you from the documentary that we've actually had to pull down. But I will show you the snippets that show that she was quite willing to participate with us. But yet she says in the story to the Examiner and the Advocate that she did not really work with us and that the story wasn't approved by her. But yet I'll also show you a text message just recently that congratulates us on the documentary and says that we've done actually a really good job. So I'm not too sure where this contradictive behaviour is coming from. But at the end of it, we did what we did. We got her over here, she told us her story, we investigated it, we sent her back home, and that was it. Now she's claiming that she received a High Court document which I know nothing about, and she is claiming that basically she came over here on the fact that we told her to come here. We actually told her when she left Tasmania the first time, when she was heading home, was to not come over here until we got a final resolution to what was actually happening. But instead, she insisted she would come over here on her own accord. She came over here on her own accord. We didn't force her to come back. She came back to Tasmania on her own merit. Now she's living in her car somewhere, I believe north of the state. She was down in Hobart in the south of the state, but she's living in her car. She's blamed me multiple times that she's lost her house in Victoria, but now I've been told it's in New South Wales, that she lost that house because of us. We never told her to come over here. In fact, I'll show you the text message that says we actually told her to stay there, to stay put on multiple times, but she ignored us. Now we're being accused of formulating a document or creating a botched investigation for Sandra, that she's come over here and now she's a grieving mother and she's playing victim to all of this. The sad reality to this is that yet again, the Advocate and the Examiner haven't done their research on any of the material that they've been supplied with. Because what I'm about to show you is a video that Sandra Crack, or Sandra Smelly, filmed while she was in her car. I will make mention to you now that there is a strong coarse language in this video, but there's also threatening natures against our Tasmania Police, against certain detectives, and Chief Justice Alan Blow. Let's take a look.
This is a message for everyone out there today. Chief Justice Alan Blow, you turn that fucking key and you let my kid out of that prison. I've got a message this morning. Hi Sandy, I've had some rested time, which has been nice. We have a team meeting this morning at 10 a.m. as to which direction we go with the doco. I'll call you after that. Hope you're okay. No, I'm not okay. No, I'm not. That kid on Friday obviously had a twisted bowel and has had to go through that alone. No medical, no mother, no one to talk to. No, I'm not okay. You liars, you cheats, you fucking scum judges, you fucking scum prosecutor, you dirty cop Kane, Detective Kane, you're going down, man. I don't care where I see you, you're going down. You lied, you cheated. Ben Maxwell did die that night by the hands of Ashley Stott, and you knew that. You had a poor kid who said there was a scuttle, and oh my God, he said he had to pick up the knife because they were choking him in the end. Pulled from a car, which does not constitute murder, mate. Stab wounds done by Ashley Stott, which does not constitute stab wounds by Adrian Smillie. So yous all knew that. You had the knife. There is no knife with Adrian's DNA on it. None. You knew what you were doing. You stole my child that night. You stole a father from a daughter. I'm sleeping in a car. Welcome to my home, hey? Oh, food there. Lovely bed there. Oh, great. Want a snack? Thank you. You mongrels. You have taken 6.5 years of my life. You've taken 6.5 years of his life. You have ruined our lives. You've taken 6.5 years of a little girl's life who doesn't know her daddy. How dare you? How dare yous? You think you can steal a child? It's called kidnapping. If he'd done that, this would not be kidnapping. He didn't do it, but you knew it, and that's what's criminal about this. You knew he didn't do it. Yous all knew. Take someone's son. Well, you took my son. You took mine. And I don't care what anyone says. You're going to answer for this criminality. I want yous in hell. God, I pray to God that you go to hell. Chief Justice Alan Blow, Stephen Escort, your cops report, the comments on passing sentence was disgusting. You knew those pictures of those knives was not even compliant to a legal standard to be put in. And yet you let a detective, and you could see the handwriting. I can pick it up. If I can pick up the handwriting was the same on all three documents, it means the same cop wrote those documents, not the witness themselves. This is the knife I seen. Hello? That's first person scenario, not second person. He should have put Miss Rintel seen this knife. Oh, Andrew Turner's seen this knife. I'm Andrew Turner and I'm signing this. No, it said I, as in I am the person who's seen Adrian with these knives. And it's a sketch. Listen, mate, you can't charge someone for murder with a sketch. Mate, a piece of paper doesn't kill a person with 18 stab wounds, mate. You had Ashley Stott. He must have been a cop snitch. And what yous have done is you protected him again. He killed my son's cat only 1 year prior to that and had just come off a good behaviour bond. Yous knew that. It was on his record. You cops knew that. Any person who hurts an animal is not a good person. And guess what? You left them on the street for 6.5 years. He's now killed Ken England just before our appeal. Isn't that amazing? Ken England had information pertinent to Adrian's appeal. It's the scam that Corey Manson and Ashley Stott, oh, here we go, Corey Manson, he supplied an affidavit, a false affidavit to the coroner, didn't he? And they've got together and they killed Ken England. And, oh, it gets better. Corey Manson put it on Facebook, which I have a screenshot of. Amazing, isn't it? So, answer me this. How dare you leave a psychopathic murderer out there, Detective Kane, you covered for a paramedic with no due care to any person in the public. You did all this because that paramedic botched the neurothorax in a good lung There's only one wound to the left lung. It's not a wound, it's a neurothorax, and it didn't go into just to the air sac. It went into the lung. Lachlan Young, you didn't even come to that trial. You did a Facebook. You did a Skype as evidence. You didn't even want to front the court, did you? Detective Kane, you did not even come to the trial. You scum. But we have a pathologist who knew, because I've happened to come across in the photos the tubing, that you knew about the neurothorax. So you can't say you didn't know. So here you go. There's my son up there. Oh, through the front windscreen of my car, okay? Just straight across the river. 2 months now it's been since you should have turned the key. Let my son out. Don't you dare let him die in prison. Get out of our faces, get out of our lives, set my son free, give him his compensation, and you mongrels, you go to the new jail that Will Hodgman wants to build. Because guess what? There's so many of you that it'll fill a whole bloody jail. You dirty cops. Dirty Tasmania, dirty Will Hodgman. That's it. I've had enough of yous, and I'm about to blow my stack. 6.5 years of patience and trust in this system. You're gone. You're going under. I'm sick of yous. I've had a gut full of yous.
So there you have it. You've seen the text messages. You've seen this video. It's now for you to make up your own mind. I'm not here to try and influence you in any way. I'm not trying to say that you need to believe us and not believe Sandra, or you need to believe us or not believe the advocate or the examiner. But I'm just letting you know that they have not done their research correctly in this, and I will be fighting this because I am sick and tired of my name, my network being pulled through the ringer and shown that I'm a con man, I'm a person that's a scammer. These news services are running these stories because they're threatened by us, because they're threatened by what we can do in the community. We're your voice, and we're still going to continue to be your voice, regardless whether we get stories like this made up about us or not. I'm telling you right now, it needs to stop. Local media need to stop running stories that are just defamatory against other people, including myself. I thank you for watching, and I hope you still will support TasNews 24. And we look forward to being able to support you in the community. Thank you.